What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hustle with JesseW, and today I have some chart patterns we're going to go over. Alright guys, so check this out. This is stock JesseWM, and I did not get to trade this stock on that day. I think it was the same day SOLO ran, and I traded that one. But nonetheless, I'm going to show you what happened here. We had this big pop right at open. The stock pulled back in, it found its support, and it started to curl. You can always look to get back into this, once you find support, once it breaks over VWAP. If it's breaking on high volume, use VWAP as your stop, etc. But the other one that I'm going to show you is the one I highlighted here. It breaks through the high a day. You don't just buy the high day break like many, gurus want to teach you. You could do that. Some people do it and they scalp the move. They'll scalp 5-10 cents. I used to do that. I used to lose too much money doing that. It breaks through. When it breaks through that previous high from here, you want to see it do it on big volume. I would say this is big volume. Up until that moment, it was the biggest volume of the day. Then you want to see it pull in again and hold support in front of this high a day area. You always want to say area because it's never going to be, usually isn't to the penny. Sometimes it's a little bit above, sometimes it's a little bit under. So we pulled in, and you can see we tested it. These are 3-minute candles. So for 6 minutes, we tested it and traded in that range. The volume decreased as we pulled in, then it took off again on another increase in volume and made a new high. What happened next? The same pattern. It pulled back in. And I remember, this is when I saw it. I remember when it did this, I was actually talking to a buddy of mine, and I told him, JesseWM looks really good here. I'm going to paper trade it. I told him I was going to paper trade it, and I paper traded it because I had just gotten out of SOLO, and I had gotten out with some, decent little profit there, and honestly, didn't want to risk it. It wasn't a huge profit. I didn't have a huge cushion. Just a nice little trade. So it pulled in, and what I watched for was this area to once again hold support. It pulled in, held support, pulled in on weaker volume, lighter volume, and then as soon as it stuck here, here, and here, I decided to paper trade it right in here, like right around here, 3.80 or so, $3.80. Using that 50-cent area as my stop, and I wanted to sell. I'm sorry, man. No, never mind that. I didn't see it on this one. I saw it on this one. Here we go. I remember because my target was $4, 4.05. So we did the same function again as we saw earlier in here. Pulled in, popped back up on even bigger volume. Each pop, if you've noticed, on the new high has been on bigger volume, indication that the stock is still strong. So we popped through this one on huge volume, the biggest volume, pulled in, tested it, and I had seen it here. And I told him I was buying there, paper trade, 380. Yeah, see, that's why I knew the number. That's why I thought 380 was here. No, 380. Boom. And then as soon as we popped over $4, I sold. On my paper trade. It wasn't a real money trade. But why did I sell? First of all, it was my target right here in front of high day. And second of all, the stock didn't have a dramatic increase in volume again. It certainly had an increase in volume, but it did not have a dramatic increase in volume. I immediately took a screenshot of this and saved it. What happened next was the stock came back down and failed and collapsed a bit. So, volume wasn't huge in comparisons to these. Stock decided to fail there. Buyers just got spooked and stepped away, but there was plenty of profit to be made here from 380 to I think it made a high of 412 or so. So there's plenty of profit there, just like there was plenty of profit here, just like there was plenty of profit here, and just like there was plenty of profit in this U shape right here, all on bigger volume. Now we see the same thing over here on SOL. U shape, bigger volume, new high, comes back, tests support, breaks out again on bigger volume again, pulls in, lighter volume, breaks out, volume is big all around, And then at the end of the day here, we had the biggest volume of the day. I remember this was the first day of the move, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember I scalped it in here into the close. I scalped it from 350 something to about 385 because I saw this huge volume that we were having, and I was confident that it was safe enough for at least a quick scalp. Now, all these levels that you see marked on here are actually levels on the daily. You always want to look at the daily. Were you able to see? Yeah. You always want to look at your daily when you're planning these trades. All these levels were marked off of these daily resistance and support points. See, resistance, resistance. Oh, look at that. It was support on that day. Resistance. This was another support level on the daily intraday. Support here. It was another support resistance level on the intraday, and etc., all the way up to, you know, the 200-day moving average, which was what I thought was the magnet for that day. And we had, you know, prior support. We had lots of volume, and we had this 200-day, which I thought it was going to test, and sure enough. So these are all things you want to look for when you're in a trade, before you're in a trade, and during the trade. So just keep that in mind. Volume is super key in order to see a stock continue to move up. Hope you guys had a great start to your trading week, your day. Any thoughts, any concerns, drop them in the comment section below. Remember to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.